Hello, this is Dean Damson, and today I'm going to paint an ornament hanging from a Christmas tree, and it's going to be a perfect beginner painting. So our element is very simple. It's just a circle for our ornament, and the top is a little rectangle with a very slight curve on the bottom and the top, so curving the top a little bit up and curving the bottom a little bit down. So I made my surface on the ornament, the circle part, wet, and then I am going to run two colors. Now you can create your own colors too. Blue will be beautiful with the red, or yellow with any color. So pretty much you can do this with any color that you like. I have one side kind of reddish and the other one is yellow, and then I'm creating a little bit of a shadow right underneath the top, and then I'm going to run a little bit of purple on the outside line of the ornament. But every single time I do something, I am going to soften it with water, or I am going to have my surface wet. So the top part I mixed ochre with a little bit of brown and also black, tiny bit of black in it, so it's gonna be kind of a darker color. And the idea was kind of a goldish color, but old gold color, so it's turning a little bit too brown. So I didn't want to go to the yellows because I already have a yellow there, so I had to create something different for the top. I added a little bit of blue right there and softening it gently. Now I have to be careful not to mix my blue with my yellow unless I want to mix them, because it will create green and I wanted to keep it blue. And before I forget, I'm going to add the colors on the top, because sometimes I finish a painting and then I remember that I didn't add that for you guys to make it easy to see the colors that I have used. It pretty much is red, yellow, ochre, purple, green, two greens, and blue. So I am mixing my blues with ochre in this one and a little bit of blue. And if you see how I created three different pools around my green, so I can see all three colors: the lighter green, darker green, which is with the mixture with the blue, and then my just a normal green, which is green with probably slightly yellow in it. So the first layer of the branches, super easy, super elementary. We have a center line, and then we have like a 45 degrees angle from that line pointing towards the front of the branch, and we're going to go a few layers. Now I have positioned the paint so you guys can see how I'm mixing and how I'm starting with a very transparent background, kind of a layer that is just adding that green, but still doing those brush strokes from the beginning to the end. And then little by little I'm gonna change the colors, and will create a little bit more three-dimensional and more complicated looking thing, not super elementary, but it's very easy, so you don't have to worry about that part. So ochre and green and blue again, and every time I'm adding it either more blue or more green or more ochre, so I'm creating different variations of that green. So try to mix your green with ochre or blue and see what happens. You might fall in love with your greens. And another layer, and sometimes I'm using more like pushing down more with the brush, so thicker lines, and sometimes I'm using the tip of the brush and its skinnier lines, and that gives me different brush strokes and making it more interesting. There's the ochre going in, and now I'm using more of the brush and kind of filling in, because there's more branches behind our main characters that are more visible. So I'm kind of creating a very light pale green between the branches that are close to each other. And if you did see how much blue I put in, and then I'm adding greens, and I'm adding two type of green in my green with the blue. So play around. The best thing to do is play around with your colors. And now I'm adding kind of a bluish green to the branches. And now I'm using more the tip of my brush because I want to keep the green the main color, and the blue is kind of like a secondary add-on. I am adding a little bit of green into my ornament to make it more like it's mirroring what's the surrounding of the ornament. And we're gonna just fill in background. We're gonna make it very easy. It's going to be blue color, fresh and clean, and also the blue kind of makes it look a little colder, so wintry look. But all my colors are very transparent. Now I'm adding a little bit more like a pure, almost pure blue, but not everywhere, just in some of the tips of the branches and maybe some of the main parts. And then I went around the ornament and just added a little bit of blue there too. And you see how I add a color and then go back in with a clean brush and kind of take it away. So it's kind of a game, adding colors and taking them away as much as you can. And we're gonna go back to our ornament. We just want to add more layers to our main character. We're gonna add more color. And that first layer will help us a ton. Adding a little bit more yellow. And again, I'm softening these colors with a wet, clean brush. And what I'm adding here is actually a medium that creates a little sparkle. I just want to see how that sparkles, and those colors are very vibrant. And sometimes it's hard to see, but this pretty much is the painting. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell, and happy painting. Bye!